So, what 5 words best describe you?
Happy, passionate, long-term minded, if this is not one word, and what else? A dreamer.
What would you like to change about yourself?
A better pianist at an earlier age. I mean, definitely one of the things I regret most is that I started this indulgence in playing music and not just listening to music so late.
Did you
I
always
never,
want to
ever.
do it?
Always did, but never did.
How come?
Exactly.
Not even in school?
Well, I started in school and then the teacher didn't recognize my talent, so he basically put me in the corner of the class orchestra, and I was playing the flute, probably not very good, so whenever there was a performance I wasn't chosen, so I cut my career short already back then.
Okay, that's sad.
So that's one thing I regret and I would have liked to do differently. I would otherwise actually not want to change anything. Or I wouldn't have done this operation on my legs. That was.
What operation was that?
I had to fix my legs because I had extreme bow legs. So all the pressure on my knees was coming from one side. The whole weight was on one side of my knees, which was eroding. So I thought it's an easy thing to just go and fix it. And I went and it went south. So that has been quite a problem. I mean, when I walk, I'm in pain after 10 minutes, so I don't really like walking. Yeah.
And there's no operation to recorrect it?
No, because they took out the muscle that lifts your foot, so I have a drop foot now. Which is, by the way, terrible when I play the piano.
Yeah, of course, because you use your feet.
I have to use my leg for the pedal and not my foot like other people.
Oh, wow, and you still manage?
Yeah, it just looks a bit clumsy when I go like this all the time, but I'll put a note when I give my performance that due to an old operation, I have to do it with my leg, not my foot. Please excuse the erratic movements that you see on the stage.
It'll probably make it more fun, more movement. Okay, next question. What qualities do you dislike in people?
People who listen to themselves while speaking instead of listening to others. I dislike arrogance, especially when it's not merited. And I dislike people who don't believe in their luck when they are successful, because this makes them even more arrogant.
Yeah.
And I dislike people who don't like sharing. I find it unacceptable for people not to share what they have with others.
Yeah. Well, on the flip side, what do you admire most? What qualities do you admire most in others?
I love happy people more than successful people. I like passionate people more than I like passionate people in general. I am humbled by gifted people. Because
with a like talent born.
Yeah, you know, like someone like Magdi Yaoub. When you're with him, you're humbled. You know,
amazing.
when I used to be with the late Dr. Ahmed Zuwail,
Of course.
you see talent in front of you, and so it's very admirable. Or when you see musicians, you know, people like Barenboim, you know, this kind of people, they make you feel awe.
Yeah. Who are your real life heroes?
Life heroes, not anymore, but I had a godfather who was my life hero, because again, he was the most balanced person that I've ever met with the biggest heart. And he was a doctor, one of the best. He was charitable, one of the most. He was a real visionary. I mean, for example, if it wasn't for him, El Gouna would have not had such a hospital like it has today.
Really?
And if it wasn't for him being so indulging in human relations and so on, I had a lot of issues when I divorced, for example. If it wasn't for him around and taking care of us as a family, I would have had much more problems. And so I find that he was always my role model. And he was a fun guy, and he had a lot of fun.
So he has everything,
Exactly.
everything that you follow.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I guess he continues to be a role model to this day, right?
Well, he's no longer with us, but
his memories,
yes,
inspires.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, really, he touched me more than anybody else.
Wow. Can you share his name?
He's Dr. Fathi Iskandar.
I think he deserves recognition
Yes,
for all that.
yes.
Yeah. So, if there was a book, there might already be in your case, if there was a book about your life, what would the title be?
I don't know, and I'm not very. I don't like the idea actually. I'd rather.
Why?
Well, maybe later I change my mind. But when you're still active, writing about your life is a double-edged sword. When I really, let's say, retire, really retire, and if I'm still up to it, then maybe I will write a book.
Yeah.
I already know that one book that would be quite useful for the world of real estate development, and that book would have the title Everything That You Can Do Wrong in Real Estate Development and More. I don't, and I brag about it.
You see it all around you, right?
I brag about it that I don't believe that anybody has had the opportunity to make so many mistakes in his career and fix them fast enough that he doesn't go bankrupt, and therefore had more time to make more mistakes. Because usually if you do a couple, I mean, in other countries, half the mistakes I did would have wiped me out.
Wow.
But in the countries where I was dealing, I had a lot more time to fix the mistakes before anybody even realized I had a problem. You know?
Yeah.
And some mistakes, you know, like I give you a good example about the banks. The banks in Egypt are usually criticized and so on, but we have one of the best banking systems in the world.
In Egypt?
Yes, because they care about their clients. They don't cold-heartedly say, okay, you defaulted on an installment, your business is ours, you're gone.
Yeah. Is that for big businesses like yours or all the way down?
Everybody. They reschedule, they might even give you a further loan to make you go on your feet again. So in a way, I believe that you have much more room for mistakes here.
Yeah.
You know, معلش سامحني إن شاء الله. All these.
I didn't know you needed to use that too. What keeps you up at night?
What keeps me up at night? Trying to balance. The balance is
The work-life balance?
work-life, travel, family, friends, desires to do this, to do that. Trying to balance this portfolio of indulgences that I have a passion for in 24 hours a day is a nightmare. It's very, very difficult. Yes.
But how does that work when you...
You just have to compromise.
You do?
You're not good at anything at the end of the day, but you have a happy life.
Yeah.
If you want to be perfect, then forget it.
Yeah.
You cannot be a perfect family man and run a business in 11 countries. You cannot be a perfect party guy and then wake up every morning at 7 to go to work at 8. And you cannot go to work at 1 o'clock because you've been partying and expect to be successful in work. And so on and so forth. So there's no way that you can reach perfection if you aspire to be involved in many things in life. So that's what sometimes keeps me up at night, is that, oops, I'm not balancing this, oops, I'm not balancing that. Or
but I think everybody feels that way, right?
Fine, but you ask me.
No, but it's true.
I don't know, but if it's like the case, it's the case.
What makes you laugh?
I mean, internally or externally? Internally, I laugh when I see people that are so full of themselves and others just nodding, laughing about those people. I mean, this scene usually makes me laugh the most.
You know, and you keep it inside?
Of course, yeah. And what makes me laugh is a good joke.
Egyptian or foreign?
It doesn't matter, but we are the masters. I mean, for sure, I don't believe that there is another nation that is so versed in the creation of jokes. I mean, an event happens in like 12 in the noon time. By 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, there are 3, 4 jokes.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, that's only Egypt. It's really unique.
yeah.
I mean, look, in America, they have these shows where they're...
Like Jon Stewart.
And all these guys that make you laugh. They prepare this for like months ahead.
Yeah.
And they search and research and so on. And here a guy with his phone, a minute after he's a piece of news, he tuck, makes up a joke and sends it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's a natural quality.
Which country had a revolution that was producing during the revolution on a daily basis 20, 30 fantastic jokes? I mean, show me another nation on the planet where the people still have time to create jokes and have time to laugh about the joke when next door to them there is a shooting or whatever. You know.
Well, some say that's how Egypt survives. Yeah. We know how to laugh about our problems. So what is your proudest moment?
My proudest moment is when I see that in spite of being such a lousy father, the 5 kids that I have ultimately all made it to be straight A students, successful in work for those who work, and successful in school. All of them managed to get into the best universities on the planet. I mean, we only have 1 left, and the others all did it. So this is what makes me the proudest.
Which high-profile Arab do you admire most and why? Can be living or dead.
Actually, it's a guy that I only met recently, and maybe I'm a bit biased because he works in the same sector like I do, and that's Mohammed Al-Abbar.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, he's a great guy.
He is a great guy, yes,
yeah.
and I didn't know that he was a great guy until I met him. I knew he was doing great, but I didn't know that he was a great guy.
Yeah. And you have very similar visions, right?
Even if we're not identical or similar in many ways, but whatever he has shown to me as a person made me feel very proud to know him. And it's, as I said, it was a new experience.
Was this recently?
Yeah, just a month ago actually.
Oh wow,
yes,
okay, amazing. What do you love most about your life?
My boats.
Your boats?
If you're talking materialistic things, my boats. If you're talking feeling, my passion for music. If you're talking society, it's socializing with a diversity of people. Like I have fun being with intellectuals, I have fun being with business people, I have fun being with young people, I have fun being with useless people that are bumming around the whole day because, you know, they allow me to be like them and relax.
Yeah.
So this is something that I cherish very much.
Yeah. And on the boats, is it something that now you have more time to actually...
I always took time.
Really?
No,
Okay.
the boat was never compromised.
Okay.
I mean, since I bought my first boat 40, 50 years ago, I was always happy on a boat.
Yeah. You're happy on the sea, being on the sea.
100%.
And you can work there like that too, right?
Yes, but you are inclined to enjoy everything around you more than... Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And my last question is, and I know you've been asked this before, but I'm sure it's updated now, but what is left on your bucket list for the rest of your
My
life?
piano concerto, and that gives me another 3 years and 4 months to come up with something new. So keep asking, because for the time being, I don't have a new challenge waiting for me, but I still have 3 years.
Yeah, that's
so
a long
no
time.
hurry. Exactly.
So when you turn 65, we can all expect a concert performance in El Guna at the concert hall?
Yes.
Okay.
You can.
We're looking forward to that.
Inshallah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.